You're tuned into the Average Joe Sports Show by there. Keep it Kilbasa Canto playing.
909, that was Flow Rider with Good Feeling. You're listening to not the Morning Cruise Control right now. It is the Average Joe Sports Show, and I'm Senior Airman Kellen Carr, the host of the show. But I have three gentlemen in the studio with me. I got Blue. How you doing, Blue?
Slaying up in the cut like peroxide, as always.
That's what I'm talking about, representing Chi-Town
Bears.
/ yeah. And then we also have Filsner. What's up, Filsner?
Gentlemen, what's this gentleman thing you're talking about? I don't see too many gentlemen up in here.
Yeah, you're right. There's three gentlemen and then you.
Just the Joes. Just the Joes.
And then we also have Squirrel. What's up, Squirrel?
Not much. Just want to remind everybody, if you want to join the conversation, check out our Facebook page. Our topics are posted there, and if you put your opinion out there, you give us a call. We'll get your what you got to say out there for everybody.
Hey, most definitely.
We're not the pros at this by any means.
No, we are just. It's what it is. We are the average Joes. We're the average guys.
As based off my playoff predictions from last weekend, we are definitely not experts.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna talk about that and have some fun with that. You were talking about the weather being a factor. It wasn't a factor, but historically it typically is. So you had a good point.
It was a theory, but I was wrong, so we move on.
And the games we're talking about were the San Francisco 49ers up in Green Bay, where it was frigid. San Francisco went in there and
it might be cold in the D, but it was definitely cold in Green Bay.
And then also the Philadelphia Eagles, they hosted the New Orleans Saints, and New Orleans went in there and took that. So we're going to be talking about in our next segment, we'll be talking about Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football. He's going to the draft. We're going to talk about, is this guy going to be a boom or a bust? All right. And we'll also be later on talking about NFL predictions. We're going to do it again, see what you guys think. Who's going to, win these games leading up to the Super Bowl. And, we'll have more on that with the Average Joes right here on the Average Joe Sports Show. And again, like Squirrel said, call us up. 225-2379 is the number to call, or 042-552-2510, extension 52379. If you want to join the conversation, let us know your opinion. We'll get you on, I promise you that. And you can even post on our Facebook. Let us know how you feel. All right, back to the music. Here's Pitbull and Kesha with Timber. Eagle 810, who's this?
This is Crystal. How you doing?
What's up, Crystal? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I was going to put my 2 cents in. I'm not an average Joe. I'm an average Jane. But, I support the New Orleans Saints. I'm raised in that area, and I love my Saints. And last week, we pulled off our first ever franchise history road playoff win.
You most certainly did.
And, the Seattle Seahawks, they're a great team. And a lot of people are kind of doubting our abilities here. But I think, and I hope, that we're going to pull off our second ever road playoff win.
All right. You know what, Crystal? I don't think it's a tough, too tough of a task for you guys. Seattle did, put a whooping on the Saints earlier in the season.
They did, and we don't really like to think about that.
No, of course you don't. But, they said, I saw a thing the other day, it said by teams who have lost by 27 points or more, it's when they play again, their records are like 13-12. So it's like a 50-50 chance, So I definitely think, New Orleans and Drew Brees are definitely more than capable of stepping up to that task.
I really hope so. And all those Saints fans, go ahead and believe that. Believe that. That.
Hey, Crystal, we appreciate you hitting us up and letting us know how you feel about your on the Average Joe Sports Show.
Thank you so much. Go Saints.
Take care. 918, that was a caller. We had Crystal. She hit us up, let us know how she felt about that. Squirrel, Blue, and Filsner, and myself, Kellen, here in the Eagle 810 studio, talking the Average Joe Sports Show. What do you guys think about that?
Look, it's going to be a good game, but there's no chance. Their worst loss they had all season was to the Seahawks, 34-7.
I don't want to say that there's no chance.
Whoa, you
No
said
chance. I mean, it's like I said, good game,
Don't ever
but
say no chance.
there's no chance with them.
I don't want to say there's no chance because I think the Saints have an edge in playoff experience, number one. So that could make a difference, but I definitely don't want to say no chance, but I still like the Seahawks in that game.
Never count out Drew Brees, and let's not forget they actually have defense this year. That's something they have never had.
It's much improved.
They usually just were playing all offense and trying to outgun their opponents, and defense was an afterthought. But they actually have a defense this year.
But the 34-7 game was they still had defense then. What was the excuse there?
I feel like Kellen just spouted off a statistic about teams that lose by 27 points and how they do in rematches. So
yeah, if you ever
might as well at least give them a coin toss at the very least.
I'll say
it's going to be a good game, but they lose it.
If you ever think just because early in the season a team lost it, that's the reason why they're going to get dominated again. This is the NFL. People make adjustments.
Yep.
They make adjustments. These Saints, they're the same Saints that won a Super Bowl, 4 years.
2009.
Was it yeah, 2009?
Well, it was
5
the
years ago.
2009 season, 2010
Holy-
Super Bowl.
Right.
However, I mean, listen, Drew Brees has a lot of experience. He's got a legend of winning. He's awesome in the air, and you can never count him out.
Drew Brees is
No.
good in the air.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't
Oh, is he?
imagine. Hey, you know what, folks? We're gonna get to the playoffs here in a moment. Right now, I want to talk about Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, Texas A&M's quarterback, declared for the NFL draft. Now, what do you guys think? Boom or bust? Somebody.
Somebody go first.
Holy
Bust.
moly!
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's doing it at the right time because he doesn't really have any other option. He can't stay there for much longer. But he's that running quarterback. He's smaller than all the other running quarterbacks who go into the NFL. He's hurt in the first 2 seasons, and he goes the way of RG3 and Vic. He looks great, but he's hurt after a season from a knee injury or something.
Okay. What do you think, Pilsner?
I'm going to go with 50-50 on this. If he tries to be a running NFL
You're
or
being
running
safe.
quarterback,
No. We didn't say boom, maybe, or bust. It's boom or bust.
Okay.
Pick one.
If he tries to be a running quarterback, he's going to get hurt and he's going to go out. But if a team is smart and drafts him and doesn't expect him to start right away, and they maybe have him playing back up to a more experienced quarterback, a pro-style quarterback who can mentor him, I think that he could be at least good in the NFL.
All right, Blue, I'm just going to, you're a man. I want you to throw it out there, boom or bust, and then give your explanation. Anybody can go
Bust.
with a safe bet.
The only reason I say bust is because the best situation and the best scenario for him to succeed in the NFL is to go and work under Drew Brees and learn how to be a small-sized quarterback and learn how to play that kind of football. Drew Brees got that opportunity when he went and worked under Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie was the guy that could bring in and mentor him. But the
5'10".
Saints are not going to be in the position to pick up Johnny Football. So he might be a boom if he goes to Jacksonville just to sell some tickets, but he's going to be a bust in the air.
Squirrel, you made a good point earlier when you were saying the Vic and the RG3, because that's the one person that he's actually reminded me of the most, Michael Vick. Because when Michael Vick was at Virginia Tech, he was the most exciting football player I'd ever seen in my life. I'd never seen anything like that, and that's how Johnny Manziel is. He has these plays, and you're like, holy moly. But over time, and Vick has had some great seasons. He's put up some great numbers. But then overall, the injuries is what ultimately has hurt Michael Vick's career.
And Vic's bigger than Johnny Football.
Vic has more size on him, yes, than Johnny Football. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I think he's going to be a bust, and by bust I mean I think after a few years, maybe even 4 or 5 years, he's out of the league.
Are we talking Tebow?
completely
out? Ryan Leaf?
A bust of Tebow proportions or Leaf?
Yes, I think Johnny Manziel's going to get a chance, though. He's going to get a legitimate chance. He's going to get his time, but I don't see him being in the league much longer.
He's coming in with too much hype to be back up to somebody, and
he's created a lot of that hype himself as well. His actions in the off season, he's created a lot of hype, and I understand he's a young kid, but he's got to mature a lot to play the quarterback position. You can get away with some of those shenanigans as a skill player. You see running backs and receivers that do silly stuff, but you don't see quarterbacks there too. They got to be headstrong.
Regardless, his helmet in college said ATM, and he's coming to get that money.
Hey, and you're right. And for that, he'll be like a Jamarcus Russell because he's gonna cash out for sure. He's gonna make some money.
He's gonna get his. So don't worry about it.
I did see Mel Kiper had him listed as the number 12 player in this draft, but not the number 1 quarterback though. Teddy Bridgewater from Louisville is the number 1 quarterback. So I definitely think yes.
I believe
As it
anything
should be.
Mel Kiper's hair has to say. That is a nice mane.
That most certainly is. Hey, folks, make sure you stay tuned. We're going to have more from the Average Joes. We're going to be talking about NFL playoff predictions, and it could get a little testy in here. You don't want to miss out on that. You also have a chance to win free food courtesy of Yokota's Food Court Exchange. All of that coming up after some more music and your weather right here on Eagle 810. All right, 9:29. That was U2 with Beautiful Day. We're back here on the Average Joe Sports Show. I'm Kellen. We got Squirrel, Blue, and Filsner in the building. And now we need to talk about some NFL playoff predictions. Which game are you most looking forward to in this playoffs?
Colts Patriots
Definitely
for sure.
Colts Patriots.
'Cause,
I'm gonna say the same
I'm a
thing.
Colts fan, but my heart wants to pick the Colts in that one, but my head says no. They're not quite ready yet to go to New England and beat this veteran New England team in Foxborough.
New England has not looked that great this season, though, and the only reason why they have a first week bye in the playoffs is because they're in the most terrible division.
They were a pretty weak division
in the NFL.
Well, the Colts division wasn't that fantastic
but,
either. So.
But I mean, if you look at Andrew Luck being down 28 points
That was amazing.
Yeah.
and being able to keep it together as a young quarterback, I would say that's a coin toss there.
I'm not saying they don't have a chance. I'm just saying that realistically,
All right,
I'm leaning towards Patriots.
So, all right, so let's go. Blue, who you got in that game?
I'm going Colts.
Colts. Blue's got Colts.
Oh man.
Pilsner.
Well,
Are you really going to pick the opposite team
Yeah,
of your own team? No
I
faith.
just don't think they're quite ready yet to make that leap.
all right.
Kind of,
all right.
what is that? No faith in your own
Wow.
team.
Yeah,
you
that-
always
I-
got to have faith.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm a Cowboys fan. I still and come on, and I have faith in my team.
Well,
Yeah,
they're not
yeah,
in the
yeah.
playoffs.
Well,
so-
I'm.
oh,
What I'm trying to.
yes.
but what I'm
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
okay.
okay.
No, you know what? I agree. I agree with your saying.
I'm
though,
trying to be
Squirrel.
rational
I
about
agree
my
with what-
choice here.
Phil, I agree with what you're saying, Squirrel, for the simple fact of I ran into a Chiefs fan 2 days before the game. Saw him at this supermarket wearing a shirt. He had a Chiefs shirt. And I was like, hey man, anytime I see somebody in Chiefs gear, I'm like, where are you from? Because I don't see too many Chiefs fans, And so he's like, oh, I'm from Missouri, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I gotta wear my Chiefs gear because this will probably be the last time I get to wear it for a while. And I was like, hold up. Bro, you're not a Chiefs fan. You're a bandwagon fan. If that's your feeling going into the playoff game, I don't care how much of a realist you are. You're supposed to always believe your team has some sort of chance.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
And the Bears
Whatever.
didn't do any better than the Cowboys did either. So
Well, I think,
oh,
no, wait, hold
now
on.
I
I
am.
think the
Shots
Bears
fired.
played Cowboys this year, and I think we
Shots
took you guys to
I
school.
don't-
I don't see
Okay,
them.
gentlemen.
I don't
Okay,
see them
gentlemen.
anywhere either now.
I agree. So New Orleans, Seattle. Who we got?
Seattle.
Seattle.
New Orleans.
I got-
Drew Brees.
All right. So Squirrel and Phil both say Seattle. Myself and Blue, I got New Orleans as well. Drew Brees will find a way to overcome the Seattle defense is going to be phenomenal. I think ultimately though, when you match the quarterbacks up, Russell Wilson is a great young quarterback. I think he's going to be a solid quarterback for years to come. But I think Drew Brees will ultimately go ahead and take that one. That's just my opinion though. We're Joes, we're nobody. So anyway, San Francisco, Carolina. This is the game I'm most looking forward to because this is going to be smash mouth football right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who you guys got?
This one's too tough to tell. It's going to be whichever quarterback shows up to play the best.
Carolina, hands down. I don't
Niners.
think. I just think that the way that they're playing defense this year and Cam Newton's really evolved. I think Carolina's going to take it.
I think it's going to be the Niners. I think that the Niners also have a really good defense, and I think they're more complete on the offensive side of the ball than Carolina is right now. And I think it's going to be just enough to get them past Carolina, although I do think it's going to be a good game.
For myself, I would like to see Carolina win it because they, younger squad. Well, I shouldn't say younger because it's not like the 49ers are super old either. But they are the less experienced team. So I always like to kind of go for the underdog. I truly believe they're the underdog going into this game. Even though their defense has been phenomenal, the 49ers, everyone knew they were going to be here again. I mean, last year when they were making playoff predictions, everybody was saying Denver and the 49ers. That was the big prediction. So I don't think it's, shocking for the 49ers to be here. And I would like to see Carolina, but I ultimately think the 49ers will win it. And, it's just my opinion. Again, San Diego, Denver. This is an interesting game because San Diego beat Denver this year. What do you guys got?
I don't think. I think you're nuts if you go against Peyton Manning in the playoffs, especially when you match him up with Phillip Rivers. I'm going Denver all the way.
Past history doesn't say you're nuts picking against Peyton Manning
No,
in
it
the
doesn't.
playoffs. But
No, it doesn't.
But this season, I don't think it's going to happen. I just
All of the games we talked about are irrelevant.
yeah.
Denver goes all the way.
I don't know about that. I think those games are still very relevant. But yeah, I gotta pick Denver in this one, and I don't even know if it's gonna be close.
Okay. And Squirrel, you
Yeah,
said Denver?
I said all other games are relevant. Denver all the way.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody can beat Denver right now, it's going to be the San Diego Chargers. They're the most familiar with them. They're an AFC West rival. They play them year in and year out, 2 times a year. I'm going to tell you right now, I think the Chargers will go out there and beat Denver. I think the Chargers will beat Denver.
Bold prediction.
It's not going to be a blowout. It's not going to be pretty. But the Chargers, Phillip Rivers has a hot hand right now, and I don't think the Chargers are going to make it to the Super Bowl. I think they'll lose their next round, but I think they'll go out there with enough emotion, enough grit, and they will win that game. Peyton Manning's record in the playoffs, I can't give it to you offhand, and I'm not going to lie to you what it is, but it's not as pretty as what you think.
He's not.
His numbers are actually, they go down in the postseason as opposed to how they are in the regular season, and that's I mean, everyone's known that. Eli is the exact opposite. His regular season numbers are terrible, and then his postseason numbers go
when he
up.
makes it to the postseason, anyway.
Yes, when he makes it. So, shout out to the Giants fans right there. But, hey, good segment right there, folks. Make sure you stay tuned. We're going to have your question coming up to win the free coupon for food, but it's coming up right after the Kanto Connection, so stay tuned. All right, it's 9:37. Now, we want to give away some free food, all right, for you to win a free large combo to Subway, Popeyes, Anthony's Pizza, any of the Yokota Food Court Exchange restaurants. All you have to do is call us up. What is the question today, Phil?
This one's more a matter of opinion, and it's who do you think is the biggest NFL draft bust of all time?
Okay, so we were talking earlier about Johnny Manziel, boom or bust. Now, folks, all you got to do is call us up. 225-2379 is the number, or 042-552-2510, extension 52379. Hit us up. Let us know who you think is the biggest NFL bust, in your opinion. And you could be today's winner for the free large combo. The phone lines are open right now. We're getting back into the music. Here's Lupe Fiasco featuring Ed Sheeran with Old School Love. 9:45. That was Flo Rida with How I Feel. You're listening to the Average Joe's Sports Show. We're chilling. I'm Kellen. We got Blue, Filsner, and Squirrel in the building. And, we've been talking about Johnny Manziel, boom or bust. We had some great takes on that. We also talked about NFL playoff predictions. And now I just want to take a chance, give you guys a chance to let me know what's on your mind as far as sports-related news. What do you got, Blue?
I was on the treadmill this morning, and I saw that the Redskins picked up Jay Gruden. So I figured, hey, there's probably going to be a lot of Redskins fans out there like, yeah, this is a fresh start. This is something new. I'm just saying out there, remember, you still have Dan Schneider as the owner, and since he took over, that team has had nothing but failure. So just be prepared for more years of that to come. Jay Gruden is not going to save that team.
Ooh, okay. All right. And Filsner, what do you got?
Well, I'm looking forward to there's a lot of basketball action going on. Of course, we've started the conference season in college basketball, which I love me some college basketball, especially Big Ten. I know you like to bag on the Big Ten a lot, but
when's the last time Big Ten won a national championship?
Hey, now let's not go there. It was 2002, Michigan State.
I think the Flintstone boys,
something like that.
Mateen Cleaves and company.
Yeah,
Maurice Peterson.
Cleaves.
They were in the national championship game last year.
They were.
And it wasn't like a blowout.
No, by no means.
But they have a good crop of teams this year. They got Wisconsin, they got Michigan State, and Ohio State. So I think I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Big Ten can do in basketball this year.
All right. I'm laughing because that same argument when you talk about how they were in the national championship game, but SEC had the best record overall. But yes, they didn't win the SEC. They didn't win the national championship, but they went 7-3 SEC teams. But you're still making the point. Isn't it the kind of the same thing, though? When you were talking about SEC football, Big Ten basketball.
I'm not saying SEC football is not the best. They are.
But you posted
they are the best conference.
That it was a failure because they didn't win the national championship.
And they won 7 straight national championships before that game.
But that's what I'm saying.
The fact that they didn't, seeing somebody new win the national championship, that's exciting to me.
Stewards are unique individuals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
No.
Watch what the real names are.
No. I completely understand you saying I'm going for the underdog, but I'm saying you posted as if it was a failure on the SEC's part because they didn't win the national championship. But they have the best teams in
their
college
top
football.
2 teams lost though. Their top 2 teams, Auburn, Alabama, both lost their bowl games.
And
so it's nice to see. It's nice to see a change. It's nice to see that other conferences have some hope of actually getting that national championship.
7-3 doesn't seem like too much hope to me. I'm just gonna say that. And the Big Ten did go 2-5.
Football doesn't seem to be our sport, but basketball. All right.
My Gamecocks took care of Wisconsin. I know that was one of the SEC wins.
I think Mizzou played somebody in one.
OK State.
I'm not really sure.
Is that a football team? They got one.
Okay.
All right. And also, Squirrel, what you got on your mind, brother?
Well, something nobody can argue. This is going to be a great event. It's going to be the 33rd Annual Yokota Striders Frostbite Road Race, and that's going to be happening next weekend. Hopefully you've signed up. If you didn't, there's going to be a few spots left to sign up. at the desk at 7 a.m. So there's going to be a half marathon. They're going to have a 5K. They're going to have ones for your family and your kids. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be out there. You and me are going to be tag teaming a radio show out there live. So
Myself and Squirrel will be out there freezing our nippies off. So make sure if you're in the area, bring us some hot cocoa and some cookies.
Yeah, I plan to do some of the Zuma warm-ups that they have going on. So I might do that live while we're
Hey, I am down. I guess I'll have to man the booth while you do that.
Yeah. Well,
we'll take turns.
Yeah, we'll take turns.
Okay. Well, definitely. Look, gentlemen, I just want to say I appreciate you guys coming on today. And you know what? I can't wrap it just yet. We got your weather coming up and some more music right here on Eagle 810. Getting back into the music before we wrap up the Average Joes. Here's Eminem and Rihanna with The Monster. 9:55. We're wrapping things up here on the Morning Cruise Control in the Average Joe Sports Show. Blue, Filsner, and Squirrel. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you guys have a good time today?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I was loving the tension in the room for a moment there. It was good stuff right there, and I appreciate you guys bringing that.
Some shots, some bullets were fired there.
Shots were fired.
Shots were definitely
Looking
fired.
forward to see how these predictions play out next week, and have you guys back on the show and talk about that. And real quick, did any of you guys get a chance to see that Dennis Rodman when he was in North Korea?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
A little bit ridiculous.
He apparently already made a fool of himself over there. So
he did say he was drunk and stressed out, and that's the reason why. So
the rest of the players were all displeased
That's
with it.
shocking.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman was drunk.
Hey, if you guys are in the Yokosuka
one could've
area,
predicted
if any
that.
of you guys are in the Yokosuka area, make sure you hit up Sharky's Bar at Club Alliance. They're gonna have the King of Yokosuka No Curse rap battle. Blue, I think you'd be down for this.
Oh yeah.
And they show off your lyrical skills. You get 30 seconds, and of course you can't cuss, but you can win a $100 NEX gift card and a trophy and be labeled King of Yokosuka.
I have been called a lyrical assassin in my day.
You know, I've heard you spit hot fire. I most certainly have. Hey, folks, thank you for joining us on the show. Have a great weekend. Take care, and tune into our afternoon show from 2 to 6 with Esteban Esquivel. Here's Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake with Holy Grail.